Hey everybody, Gisele Grenier here. Okay, this video might be a little bit longer than 15 minutes because I want to do some explaining on composition. I was inspired by this piece. I live in Hamilton and up on the mountain, which is beautiful, and in the city. Hamilton's known for steel. And with all the stuff happening in the news, I thought, Hamilton's turning itself around about being a real art community, and the tagline "Art is the new steel" is coming up a lot with Supercrawl and the art crawl and all that stuff. So I thought I would create a piece that would kind of blend industry and art. And when I thought about blending industry and art, the first thing I thought about was industrial elegance. And I thought, yeah. So what can I do with that? So obviously taking industrial pieces and something that's a little bit more elegant, combining them together. I'm going to be creating this on one of the Book of Backgrounds pieces, and it's Book of Background 3A, because I took the pieces and cut them in half to get 2 extra pieces. And so let's go down to the table now and kind of explain what I'm doing. So this is the half that I was working on. So I cut it into 2 pieces, so there'll be 2 pieces done in separate videos. So I pulled out some pieces, and so it's a vintage style, so of course it looks industrial. I've got a sentiment here. Everyone has talent. What is rare is the courage to follow the talent into the dark place where it leads. Erica Jung. I've got a little bit of a dictionary paper here. I've got my some little elements, a washer that I stained with alcohol ink. I've got an eyelet. I've got a paper clip. And then what I have is this fancy schmancy button. Absolutely love this button. It's got a little stone in the middle. That's what I'm going to use for my elegant part to it. The industrial part to it is where I wanted to play a little bit more. So I've got the eyelet, which will be a little bit more industrial. And then I have these pieces here. So let me just grab these here. Oh yeah, and I've got this beautiful doily that my friend Cheryl gifted to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be painting it chromatic black, and I'm going to be cutting it in half and putting it right here. So composition wise, there's L-shaped, S-shaped, center, triangle shape. There's all these different composition styles. One of the things that with mixed media sometimes, and I'm no expert on this because you learn from me, I learn from you based on feedback. Sometimes mixed media pieces can be really busy. The way to get around that is just take one piece that's the focal point. And that applies in painting and art in general. You take your one piece, which is a focal point, and for this, it's going to be this piece right here, this beautiful button, and everything else kind of just sits in the back as like it's a supporting actor type of thing. So this is the lead actor, and everything else is like the supporting actor. I initially took this piece out here because I love the way that the color of the silver plays off this paper clip here. But we have a quote here, we have letters here, we've got this is the feature, and then we've got this here. The eye is jumping all over the place. There's a lot of stuff happening. So I'm going to take that out. Well, I want to make sure it's industrial, so I don't want a fancy schmancy button there. And this as well, now we're, again, text here, text here, text here. I'm going to be staining this to really set it in the background. And in saying that, I forgot my paint. What I'm left with is thinking, okay, let's get something, again, round, because I want it round, and just find something that works. And this is nice, too, because that's industrial. And this is nice, too, because that's industrial. A little hard to see, though. But I'm liking this washer right here. I'm liking that washer. And only because it's circle, 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 where this is a little bit busy. And that's actually nice, too. That's a little bit busy as well, but I want it to really set back. So, and I want to make sure I keep this one in there. So I've got that. I could turn around then. So let's pretend that we're just going to put this away. And here's my container of all these metal things. Like some yummy stuff happening in here. So with this being said, I want to turn around and think, okay, well, I want to knock this one down a bit because it's really shiny. This is my focal point right here. So you can use Decor multi-surface satins to paint metal. There's paints out there for painting metal. I'm going to turn around and do what I don't like doing is I'm just going to use alcohol inks. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do that on? I'm just going to use the alcohol inks. And I did break down and bought the applicator, because I was getting alcohol ink on my fingers, and Joe only has, I think, 2 pairs of disposable gloves that he said I can't have them. Again, I'm not an expert at this stuff, so I would love to, hear. There's a giveaway for this, so I'm going to be asking a question at the end. But outside of that, if you have any suggestions for alcohol ink, I would love to hear them. And then where's the mixer thingy, the blending solution, which I think is just like alcohol. Just a couple of drops. And when I do this, I've got the door wide open. Animals are downstairs. That is blue. Son of a gun. I thought that was green. Okay, I better add some yellow into that. I thought that was green. So I'm taking the primary colors. There we go. Just mixing them all together. The blue is overpowering the yellow. It'll be fine though. Just keep blending it and blending it. What I'm purposely doing is creating mud. And to create the mud, the way I have to do that is I have to basically take the primary colors and put them all together. There we go. Getting something very close to that. Okay, I'll take this as well. I'll put a little bit on that, which is now going to tie everything together and just set everything into the background. There we go. See how that just really, everything's kind of cohesive now? Other than the eyelet, I'll just put a little bit on there. And all I did was just, pound that, and I got a little bit of the blue. Pound that? Tapped it. A little bit of the blue. Yeek! And I hear a dingle dingle, so I think Mia just came upstairs, so I better put this away. And that, I'm going to put that way over here. All right. So I'm going to be using this piece here. And I also have some mica that Cheryl gave me. And Cheryl, oh my God, I don't know how you split these into layers. Joe's not here, so I'll be able to. But I got some pieces done. I've never worked with mica before. So I'm going to be experimenting with crackle glaze and putting the mica in there to see what happens. So chromatic black with burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, matte medium to collage the paper down. The crackle glaze is going to hold the elements now because I want a lot of cracks in there. Again, Industrial Elegance. I'm going to put the mica in there, broken glass and stuff. Am I going to use this? Yeah, I'm going to, just a random stamp. I picked this up real cheap somewhere. That was at Memory Keepers, which is now gone. You can use that with the stays on to put something on the background. And I'm going to finish the edges as well with transparent red iron oxide. Yes. 9 minutes into it, so this is not going to be under 15 minutes. What do I do now? I'm going to stamp. So I'm just going to take the stays on. Just putting... There we go. Just to break up that. Oh, I love that. Just to break that up. And the alcohol ink stuff, don't use a heat gun on that. Just common sense alcohol heat gun. So I'm going to use that with chromatic black. And if you don't have this tiny amount of paint, if you don't have black permanent ink, like a stamp pad, use paint. You just have to make sure you clean your stencils really well. Now I'm going to do this here. What am I looking for? A paintbrush. Just a little bristle brush. Chromatic black, equal parts of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. If you use more ultramarine blue, you get Payne's Gray. If you use more burnt sienna, you get something that's a burnt umber. And I'm using this dry, not putting any water in the brush. I'm just setting this back. I want that to be a little bit more blue. I don't want the focus to be on the letters. You see, though, some part I picked up a little bit more blue, some part I picked up a little bit more burnt sienna. So I'm getting all these different things in here. And by not having any water, it's not going to crinkle. Do I need this anymore? All right, matte medium. And I'm trying to think of the order that I'm doing everything to make sure I don't muck it up. And I'm just going to finish the edge of this quote, leaving the paper white. The actual quote should have said Industrial Elegance. That's what the quote should have said, but I'm going to put this. I like this quote. You don't have to use a sentiment on your art pieces. Put that there. Put that there. And just put a barrier layer on that. No biggie. And now I'm going to cut that in half. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. And I just realized that I painted this the wrong color. I just realized I painted that the wrong color. Oopsie. Okay, so I'm going to go with, that was supposed to be transparent red iron oxide. I'm going to take that paint, and I didn't do an overblend. That way I get the different colors. Oh, you know what? This actually may work out better. Hold on a second. Dazzling Metallics Zinc. It's one of their new colors. There we go. This looks really nice. Not going to cover everything and let some of that paint show underneath. Okay, that in water, that aside. Think order. That's going to go there. So now what I want to do, I want to put the crackle glaze on there. That yummy gooiness. And I don't want to overwork this. And this will be a transfer. Oh, I like that hole there. Okay, let's see if I can do it with that. Focal point. I'm going to change my piece right in the lower, not quite at the half, it'll be on the lower half. That there. Off center, that there. Change that, put that, no, that's too close, that there. I change the composition a little bit because I want to use this here. No! Can't. Ah! Should have just stuck with the plan. Okay. Change plan. Change the plan. I forgot. Oh, I'm going to lose that hole. All right, let's see if I can recover from this. I forgot about this. Half. Let's see if I can recover from that. This is what happens when I get sidetracked and I let my instincts kick in of what to create. Okay, so that's that. This can go right on top. There we go. Where was this? What I need to start doing is taking pictures as I make stuff and then the eyelet up there. Well, let's go big. I'm going to put some of that crackle medium right on top of the washer. Let's put some right here. Let's really take advantage of this. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work? Oh well, I have another piece. Then take some of this mica, and I don't know how to use this stuff, so all I'm going to do is just put the mica pieces right in there. I didn't even know about mica pieces until Cheryl told me about it. Just breaking it up. Okay, I'm going to put that aside and then put that back in that bag. I'm going to do this now. Okay. And matte medium. I'm not going to put it over the edge because I have to finish that edge. Just put a little bit of matte medium on top of there. There we go. And then I'm going to let that sit for a good day or two to fully dry. And then when that's dried, then I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim this off. And then we'll see what it looks like. But ideally, what should happen, all that crackle stuff should be completely transparent, and then all the crackling should start showing through. Except where I put the mica on top. The mica is going to cover it up, so we'll see what it looks like. Alrighty. And I know what's going to happen as well. Because this is so heavy, the paper is going to curl. I'll end up at the end mounting it onto a cardboard backing just to make it a little bit stronger. Alrighty. So I will see you tomorrow. Welcome back. It's been about 24 hours and everything's dry and looks absolutely amazing. So let's go down here. Look at all this beautiful, beautiful stuff going on here. Absolutely gorgeous. So the crackle glaze held the embellishments really, really well. They're not going to fall off, nice and sturdy. I may put a backing on it. I'm not quite sure. It actually turned out to be better than I expected, and the beautiful contrast with the text turned out really, really nice. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I'd like to know from you, what's your most favorite thing that you use for a focal point in your artist trading card? Do you prefer using flowers or photos, or is there a go-to that makes you feel comfortable in creating your artwork for that focal point? So I'd love to hear from you. So what to do is comment below with your answer, and if you don't have a choice, comment anyways about how you choose your focal point. And in 2 weeks from the time this video goes live, Joe will be counting a number. I will take that number, count down the comments, and that person will win this artist trading card. Alrighty, so in closing, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way you won't miss out on anything. And I'd like to send you a personal invitation to join my private community. It's not on Facebook. It's a private community that's ad-free, distraction-free, and drama-free. Alrighty, so I'm off to work on the next project. So until I see you then, stay inspired.